Good morning, Boker Tov. Welcome back to 10 Minutes of Meaning. Please help yourself. If you come daven, if you come learn a PRS, enjoy a slushy, coffee station, Hamish a pastry, cold bottle of water. We have an incredible setup now. If you'd like to sponsor a day, people will make brachas on all that delicious food in honor and memory. Please do so. 10 Minutes of Meaning is sponsored by Shmuel and Esther Shayowitz. Lila Nishmas, his father Yaakov Yehudim and Gedalia, and in Zchus of Refuah Shlema of her mother Batsheva Basluma Rivka. We are in Iggeres HaRamban, the letter of the Ramban to his son, the letter of the Ramban to each and every one of us, reminding us that we have the ability to regulate ourselves, that we do not have to give in or indulge anger or rage and then sabotage and destroy the relationships of our life, but we have that capacity to regulate ourselves, tisnaheg tamid, that we can transform ourselves to always speak calmly and gently and nicely. And when we do, if we speak benachas, then we'll be spared from kas, from anger. And in lieu of anger, we'll be filled with humility, which is the greatest of all qualities that one can have. And when one is filled with humility, we look into ourselves and always wonder, where are we from? Where are we going? And we're filled with the humility of realizing how mere mortal and how fragile we are, before whom we're going to have to give an accounting. We spoke about the gra. We'll be accountable for the mistakes we made, and we'll be accountable that we didn't use that energy, that time, those resources to do good things. And then he quotes a pasuk. When we think about all this, tira mi baracha, will filled with awe from our Creator. When we're able to sublimate our ego, and ego edging God out, there's no room for Hashem if we're filled with ego. When we're able to sublimate our ego, then we'll be filled with awe. Now there's a lot of space, a lot of room to say, wow, Hashem's world is incredible. It's amazing. We won't want to miss the opportunities to draw close to Him. And with these qualities, we'll find happiness. Who doesn't want happiness? Who doesn't want happiness? It's one of the rights that we have here in this country, the pursuit of happiness. People wake up in the morning, you chase after something that's running away from you. So the Torah gives us the formula to not only pursue happiness, but to attain it, to find it, to have it. The answer is don't live for happiness, live for holiness. When you live for holiness, you find happiness. Tia sameach b'chalkecha, we'll be happy with our lot in life. Rav Pam, the Rosh Hashiva of Torah V'das used to say, people search desperately all over the world to find the city of happiness, not realizing it can be found in a state of mind. They look all over for the city of happiness, not realizing it can be found in a state of mind. Happiness is not an emotion. Happiness is a decision. It's a decision. That's not to judge the people who are unhappy. We live in a time that people struggle. There are mental health challenges. We're not sitting in judgment. There are all kinds of reasons. But we're not talking about somebody who has a diagnosable reason they're not happy. We're talking about just general mainstream. Happiness, we wait to feel happy. I'd feel happy if I won the lottery. I'd feel happy if my spouse listened to what I say. I'd feel happy if my children would just be obedient. And we wait to feel happy. I'd feel happy if the rabbi would finally stop talking. I'd feel happy. I'd feel happy. But happiness is not a feeling, it's a decision. It is the decision to what we focus on. Sameach b'chalkecha, it is the decision to realize my happiness won't be defined by what's missing, then I'll never be happy because there's always more I can have. My happiness can be defined by what I have, focusing on what I have, and I always have something, so I can always be happy. So when a person is able to get rid of the anger and rage, when a person is able to not be driven by and led by ego, and then now there's room for God, and now we're really willing to submit and surrender. Hashem, this is your world, I work for you. Now you say, Sha'asa li kol tzarki, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, whatever you made for me is kol tzarki. That's what I need. I have everything I need, and I can find happiness. So on this word, on this result, if we are able to condition ourselves to speak softly and gently and kindly, then don't indulge anger. Be filled with humility, which helps us be filled with awe and yira, which helps us find happiness, And I just want to connect this to Rosh Hashanah for a moment. Gemara Beitza Davav tells us that Ravina Havayasav Kamei de Ravasi B'Shnei Yom Rosh Hashanah Chazia Dava Atziv. He saw that Ravasi was sad. Amar Lei Amai Atziv Mar. It's Rosh Hashanah. Why are you sad? Why are you fabisana? Why are you miserable? Why do you have a frown? Amar Lei De La Osive Erubei Tavshilin. I forgot to make an Erev Tavshilin, so I'm sad. I forgot to make this year. You have to make an Erev Tavshilin. What do you see from here? It says Rav Shlomo Kluger. He didn't say, you know why I'm sad? It's Rosh Hashanah. My life lays in the balance. To walk around like this with my head down and a sad face and miserable and afraid and tittering and shaking. And he said, I'm sad. I forgot to make the Erev Tavshil, and I wish I remembered to make it. Says Rav Shlomo Kluger, Chachma Shlomo Shulchan Aruch Orach Chaim. He says Rosh Hashanah used to be more upon him Simchas Lev. Shlomo Kluger would walk around with a smile and joy on Rosh Hashanah, and he'd say the following. I saw this brought down. The Chavetz Chaim also says similarly. The Gemara tells us Simana Milsa, Rosh Hashanah night. Some people make a bigger Seder than Pesach night. You got the apple and the honey and the pomegranate and the leek and the carrots and the fenugreek and the head of the sheep and the head of the fish, and you got a whole Seder. Why? Simana Milsa. If we indulge and enjoy all these props, all these symbols, the symbols are meaningful. The symbols are going to bring a great year. How that works, we don't believe in superstition, is for another time. But Simana Milsa, the Gemara says, Simana Milsa. These symbols matter. Said of Shlomo Kluger, you know which is the biggest symbol, the biggest simon you could have at Rosh Hashanah table that will help you have a good year, a happy year, a sweet new year? Ein lacha simana milsa ki me'or panim b'Rosh Hashanah. She'im panav malei pachad rada ve'atzev ein lacha simon lo tov gadol mizeh. You want a bad simon for Rosh Hashanah? Be miserable and anxious and worried and frowning and sad and trembling. Sit at your Rosh Hashanah table as a scary place, an unhappy place, a miserable place. That is a simon for a bad year. You want Simana Milsa for a good year, said Rav Shlomo Kluger, wrote the Chavetz Chaim, sit at your Rosh Hashanah table with a smile, with joy, with happiness, That is critical. And there's a lot to say. He has a lot to say. So, Sameach b'chalkecha. If we're able to not indulge our impulse towards anger or rage, speak kindly and softly. You want a simon for a good year? We have that ability. Rosh Hashanah, yes, it's Yom Adin. Yes, we're davening for our lives. But so what? It happens to be that the judge is also our father. Happens to be the king is also our father. So we can go in, said the tour, confident. We can go in with a smile. We got work to do. Don't come late. Don't coast. Don't tune out. Don't read books. Tune in. Come on time, come early, don't talk during that. There's a lot of work to do on Yom Noraim, on Rosh Hashanah. But put in the work, and you can have a smile. Simana Milsa, and the biggest simon on Rosh Hashanah is don't walk around sad and miserable and farbissina. Walk around with a smile, to be sameach. The Chassam Sofer writes in his drushos, mitzvah smach b'bayamim el Yom Noraim, but mitzvah aseh shel tshuva. B'simchas libeinu nikar ki smechem anu likras ba v'rotzim anu l'shuv l'chdol. If a person gets a hard reset, a hard reboot, you get to start again. You get a fresh start, wipe the slate clean. What would bring greater simcha and joy than that? So it's a time to be this simcha with humility, and speaking softly. There's a lot of prep that has to go into Yontif. Don't lose your cool. Don't get angry. Someone wasn't ready. Something didn't happen. Someone didn't dip the apple properly. You have the kid. You spread there's honey all over the place, all over their hands, all over the table. They messed up the honey. Honey's tricky. Go all the way through the end of Sukkot. I think Rabbi Brody uses honey on his chal the whole year. That's why he's always so happy. That's why he's always so besimcha. The honey's messy. Someone's going to make a mess out of it. That's okay. Be besimcha. Be besmile. Because simana milsa, that smile, that joy, it's going to be the biggest simon of the whole year. So follow the Ramban's formula to his son. Tisnei tamil adaber chol adam b'choleis, everyone, and at all times, to always speak calmly and gently and happy. Always speak calm. And then we'll be spared anger. And without anger, we'll feel humility. And with humility, we'll be filled with awe. And with awe, we'll feel humble. And we'll be able to find the happiness that we all crave. You won't only have to pursue it. We'll be able to catch up with it. And I'm not sure yet what we're having this year next week. Pay attention to the WhatsApp group. We'll announce it. But I want to reward you for coming to shul this morning. Have a Slurpee on the way out. A cup of coffee, a pastry. Enjoy coming to learn and daven at BRS. We're here, Besoros Tovos, Yeshua's V'Nechamas today.